Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. My beard is untamable. I didn't shave this week, Chad. I need to trim it up a little bit. It's getting scraggly in a few areas. We'll correct that. We'll get that fixed. Speaking of fixing, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We have tournament news and a lot of things to get through, and probably some tournament games to look at. What's going on, Chad? How you doing out there? We're going to get into that, Master Dark. We're going to get into that. So, first things first, let's get this out of the way like we always do, because I do plan on putting this up on YouTube. I am, of course, part of the content affiliate program. That means, you'd think I'd done this before. That means that the Phobies team gives me coffee for producing Phobies content. And in fact, they're also providing the prizes for Fright Night. We'll have news about Fright Night in a few minutes. Not quite there yet. All right, we're looking at PVZ Mermaid versus Boo. I don't know how do you say this name. Shout out to the blue avatar though. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. So. I'm not going to tell you who submitted this, but this was, in fact, as you can see over there, a 13-turn game. 13-turn game. I can see our orange players taking a page out of my book to a degree, going with an early Crushmore. This is earlier than I personally would have gone for. Significantly earlier. But PVZ also presenting their own Terraform. Interestingly enough, breaking that bottom block, but because of the high investment from our orange player, that means that our blue player has jumped out to a 3-1 panic point advantage with the Daisy to immediately threaten the Crushmore. So we get a response here from our orange player. We're getting the canine to damage the cat? I don't like this response at all. I mean, like I said, I didn't love the opener, but it is 3-1. You get the block from the Crushmore, stemming the bleeding a little bit here on the offensive from PVZ. But PVZ now has the cat threatening the heart. I mean, that's okay. Squiggles? We got a little squiggly? We're getting squiggly, chat. It's time to get squiggly. I don't know what Squiggles is supposed to be. I mean, it's an alien, but, like, when I say the name Squiggles, I don't know why, but it reminds me of, like, primary school biology class when you're learning about different microscopic organisms, and I'm just picturing, not like an amoeba, but, like, one of the other ones, and, all right, it's squiggly. Squiggles. Like, that's what I think. I don't know. Let me know what you think it reminds you of. So we get the break here in order to open up a pathway for Squiggles here. I'll be honest, I don't love really anything about our orange player's response. They are completely going for the race, but then they're backing off here. Wooly Bully is the response. Okay, I can see where this goes. But as of right now, we're looking at 51-20 to 65-80. Let him cook. Let who cook? Which one? All right, so we get the boop to not only damage the heart, but also displace the Gravedigger, which is a big deal because now you have 8, count them, 8 attacks right now threatening the heart. On top of that, you get a body block from the Cassowary because, oh, by the way, Haffy sucks. Stop playing Haffy. Haffy's bad. Haffy's going to go take some panic points. Honestly, that's probably all he's good for. But there is just clearly, I mean, we know the game ends in 3 turns, but, like, even in-game, you had to know that this game was over. There's just clearly not enough to actually threaten anything. We get the Wooly Bully power down on Cassowary? Nope. Don't like that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. We're getting Squiggles just going ham. This is Squiggles in its element. We even get the boop here to displace the Halfy. It does get powered up, which, okay, so it does have the animation. And it has, squiggle lines, but they're not quite the same as the power down lines, but they're too similar. B, I feel as though Halfy should have more distinction in its angry mode. Like, when he does this thing, and he's, like, screaming like that, or pseudo-screaming, that should be the base state, instead of, like, this, where when he's in angry mode, so that it's, like, much more obvious, you know what I mean? But either way, Halfy nonsense aside, by the way, 15 keys remaining for our orange player. Didn't even have the opportunity to use them. GG, well played. All right, this one, another highlight. This one's looking spicy. We got Smiley and we got A Mark, and I pointed the wrong way. It's Smiley over there and then A Mark over there. We're here on the Pyro Abyss. This is going to be spicy. And not just because of that ring of fire up there. So we get a snowball into cowbell opener. How does A Markin respond? A cowbell of their own into Hevo. Both players burning through all their keys on these initial turns. We do have quite literally twice as long of a game as we looked at from the previous highlight. Now, I'm not sure exactly what round either of those came from. I think it was round 1 or 2 from the previous highlight. This one, I'm not as clear. Basically, as mentioned earlier, I just put it out to the players and said, hey, did you have a cool game? Let me know. I'll put it on stream, and it'll go up on YouTube. And here we are. So we get a little Ray Chargels action from Smiley. Smiley, obviously one of the best players in the game, as well as A Markin. So probably want to, get your notepad out. Maybe scribble a few things down as you're watching these games. Notably, A Markin, and this is worth note-taking, has not elected to go with their own snowball, either to claim points or threaten the shish kebab. Instead, we get the bank. We finally get the stabilization somewhat of the panic points. Of course, odd panic points on this. So Smiley does have an advantage, banked all the way up to 10 keys. And their answer to Puff is Cyclops. Now, we've seen a lot of Cyclops, ironically, out of A Markin as of late. Beauty! The double Blom strategy. How do we not see this coming? Probably because we haven't seen this map, and I don't know. Like, this is bold. This is wild. Somebody did ask me in the YouTube comments on the video that went up today from last week's Monster of the Week that, what is Blom? Blom is an onomatopoeia. It's the sound the lasers make. Well, not in this, but like in a lot of things. It's like when it's a big, heavy laser, it's like Blom. As opposed to like pew pew, like Star Wars lasers. But either way, we're not getting the bombs yet. We're just getting an advancing threat. And honestly, I feel like Smiley's kind of on the ropes at this stage. They do not have the composition to fight this. With 12 keys, though, and 2 slots, there are a lot of things that can come out. Clearly not quite enough damage to actually threaten this Puff. Okay, I feel like the last time we saw this map, it was with Smiley, and it was with Dozer, and it was in the Boss Gonzo era. Somebody's going to have to let me know, but I feel like this happened. I don't love the Dozer here. I'm not going to lie, I legitimately don't understand this. But Smiley's probably a much better player than I am, so we'll see. So we get the classic Repeller out of A Markin. All right, Cupcake to heal the Ray. Ray is clearly a key component. Juiced up Ray via the stim is a cool 1,000 damage on that Hevo. That guy's a hurting. Ooh, we get the Shove Shark. Chat. I didn't know Smiley had access to Shove Shark, and maybe this explains the Dozer play, because that big boy getting in range spells a lot of potential damage. However, A Markin Panic Point Advantage has a displacement tool as well as a 3-ranger. They happen to be the same thing. As on top of the existing 2 Blom effects means there's a lot of board control and a lot of weird angles where Smiley can go, oops, I just lost. You don't really want to do that. You don't want to, oops, I lost. That doesn't feel good. Ooh, look at that diagonal. Cooking both the 1 key as well as a Cyclops, allowing A Markin to reclaim the panic point here. 15 keys to 10. I'm once again not in love with Smiley's position. Once again, not in love with Smiley's position here. Do trade, or not trade, but take down the 1 key. We're getting a displacement tool for Smiley, but this Repeller is live. The Beauty is live. This feels like there's a decisive play in the very near future from A Markin. And notably, the Dozer could try and no-rush something on the lava, but that would open it up to a Repeller boop into Oblivion, so I doubt that's going to happen. But A Markin expending 5 of their keys, 1/3 for a Smiley. How ironic. Smiley into Smiley. I guess the Cyclops makes sense on this map instead of Hevo. You don't really need lobbers. Yeah, the lobbers do have less value on the map, on this map, for the most part. With the exception of, like your Hevo 2.0s where they get the boop, some other reason. But the Cyclops does represent a fairly tanky threat and range damage. The Cyclops isn't really my issue with this team. It's more the rest. And I'm not really clear. What are we doing here? All right, we're booping the Stabby. Does this let us get a takedown on, like, the Moffat? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Where is A Markin going to go with the displacement? This isn't enough to kill it, is it? That cannot possibly have been... Oh, no. I wonder if Smiley ran out of time. That can't possibly be the play you wanted to make. We get the Puff Blom. We're going to get Disease onto multiple relevant targets. We're going to get another Blom going down. Oh, no. Not like this. This is catastrophic. Oh. Feels bad, man. Disease and Poison going down on Dozer. That's a very damaged Smiley team. Admittedly, Smiley has a few more keys to work with than A Markin, but I don't... Yeah. Down goes Hevo. Down goes Spider. But still a lot of remaining enemies. 4-1 panic point advantage. There is a world where Smiley might be able to push, and I think that's exactly what they're setting up here with that Clobster. If A Markin can secure an angle on the heart with Dozer, maybe there's a way? Although Boop is live, isn't it? Oh, yes, it is. That's not what you want to see if you are Smiley. Two turns left in this game. I think we can see how this one concluded. This was interesting. I don't know. I think we can easily point towards the Dozer as a primary mistake. Certainly against it. Like, maybe Dozer's fine, especially in a world with Shove Shark. However, Into Beauty Puff? Feels like it's just asking for something bad to happen. Propeller getting the final laser beam. Pew pew. GG. Well played. Alright, third game we're looking at. We're back on Pyro Abyss. We got Boo. Ooh, I still don't know how to pronounce your name. You're going to have to let me know. Versus Dragon Theodore. Is Theodore supposed to be the dragon's name? Or is this a reference to something, chat? I'm not sure. Alright, so this is interesting. Player 1 did not take the center panic point, which is odd to me. If you're going to go Smiley, it's kind of Smiley. If you're going to go Snowball, you can just cap this and then back cap your own. Because now you can't take this point. Now, by taking the top one instead of the center, because you could take the center, your opponent goes top, you leave, your opponent takes the center. No, because then you would have cooked them. I don't know. I feel like you take the center. But either way, we do finally see a tractor, one of the phobies that a lot of people have been calling to have banned. And I put out the challenge. I said, all right, you want a ban? Prove it. Show me that a tractor is still busted. But we do have an answer from our blue player, and that is Firkin Leapercarn. It's in fact actually going to get to connect with the attractor, and that Woolly Bully is just going to stand by idly and watch it happen. But I wasn't really paying attention when we zoned in who wins this game. But that's a halfie. So my bet is that our orange player wins this game. Gargles, huh? And blue! He actually hits the board to match the avatar. Let's go. Affy looking way more intimidating than it actually is, hitting up this Woolly Bully, which might actually die. Paddles? Glob! Walk the glob! If Woolly Bully debuffs Haffy, I'll lose my mind. I kind of expect that play to happen. Okay. This is at 561 health. Jar could have only hit it once. Chat. Wait. Razor Mouth does 300 at level 1? So it would be 520? How much damage does Contortio? It only does like 310 or something at level 1, right? Where I'm going with this, is there a world in which if this Boomer was any other 1 key, it would kill this Woolly Bully? Or cause this Woolly Bully to die? Because if that's true, I'm gonna... What?! What is happening? Gargle's body blocking for the attractor, setting up the wall. Woolly Bully just hauling ass and meeting up with the doctor. Blue is doing something. I don't know. You know, I don't hate the Gargles play. It's kind of cute. This does prevent... You know, I do like this out of our blue player, because picking off the blue with something like Firkin is worth it. The issue is, this is live, isn't it? Like, yeah. I wonder if our blue player thought that you couldn't, as in, like, the color blue, not the guy who played blue. This is going to get confusing. That, like, they couldn't pull through the Gargles, even though they just demonstrated that you could shoot through it. Wolfie, welcome. Wait, what? Oh, they must have ran out of time, right? Because this still had 2 actions. This could have killed this. Maybe they didn't want to kill it because then it exposes it, but This is a 62 damage Firkin. This is a... Well, this is powered up. Dude, 605 damage. So, just to point things out, the players are supposed to be putting everything at level 1. Those are the rules of the event. Just pointing that out. That's not a level 1 phobia. So you see the takedown on the Woolly Bully. Glob getting paddled. Sliming its way over to that attractor. Like, why does the attractor look like that? It's real weird. I guess that's just like the part of the idle animation it caught it in. Chat, this game is deranged. What is happening in this game? I'm assuming our orange player does not have access to Finnegan. Obviously, that's a real cheap way to clear... Wait, really? That's not going to do anything, is it? Unless you can kill this, that does nothing. Why did that happen? Why? What? Why did that happen? Okay, so I think I figured it out. I think our orange player may have thought the glob goes off on both turns. So if they muffin the attractor, it causes glob to still be trapped there for the following turn. So, like, it wouldn't have... But it would have killed it anyway, even then. That just makes no sense. I have literally no idea why that muffin happened whatsoever. Alright, so Fur can go... What?! Okay. What is happening in this game? Dude, what? I swear to God, I thought the glob was going to kill the jar because the jar got sucked in when it killed the other dimensional. Like, can you imagine? Chat, can you imagine? I've never seen that before. Yeah, I think we've seen that before on stream. I feel like it's happened once. Smother mother... Wait, time out. Our blue player had... I didn't even notice this. Like, look at this. Hold on. Is this Alien Engineer's alt? We know it's not, because Alien Engineers in the event was playing a different game at this point in time, but they have 20 keys left! 20! As in, one more than 19! We're going to spend 17 of them. It's going to be Smother Mother and Russell. Russell! A little Russell action. All right. Klepto just beating 7 shades of crap out of Halfy. There's another word you should use there. if you're familiar with the phrase, we'll say. At this point, I'm not gonna lie, our blue player seems like they're doing all right. Our orange player's in dire straits. Got 3 poison phobies. You do have a Clinico. Obviously, there is access to the healing spas. There's a ton of them. But despite the, we'll call it eclectic collection of phobies that have shown up, chat, this sheep has farted on 2 different things. It is fart explosion 2 different phobies. That is bonkers. We're actually going to get the Gargles freeze onto the center panic point. This game is unhinged, Hordes. This game is unhinged. Wait, we're what? Wait, could you not have killed the sheep with the... Okay, that makes more sense. We're doing that. Okay, so we're picking off the jar. Lepto's getting some value, though. Well, sort of. Alright, so we get the heal. Notably, the Gargles is going to tank the poison. This one kind of looks like all she wrote for our, in favor of our blue player. I mean, I don't know how our orange player could possibly pull this out. You only got 3 phobies. They have 5. One of them, Smother Mother, which admittedly is beat to crap. All right, you can get some value here. Like, you can kill off the Murder Wing and beat up the Russell. Ooh, we're going to snipe the Russell. All right. All right, Russell takedown. That's a lot of damage going down on the Clinico, so that's clearly going to be toast. Gargles is back online, notably still with the poison. How long is this? What did this get poisoned by? I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, the Russell. Duh. This should be a dead jar, I assume, with the Klepto. It allows our orange player to also claim the point back. So we get a snipe. Chad, is this happening? Don't call it a comeback. Our orange player's always been here. What is happening? Chad, what? I don't even know. Wait, we got a paddled... Smother Mother. Oh! That's 1,500 damage going to face. Like, that's a lot of damage. That's also some amount of damage. That's 800, so 1,600, 2 hits. 3,600 on the heart, 6,300 on the heart. How did that work out? Panic point advantage was 4-1, hence all the pressure. Wait, so we're taking the hit there. We're not yoinking the Gargles. That would have been, say, 1,000, 2,000. Okay, so that if you yoinked the Gargles, that actually would have been death. Wait, where did the death is in the Smother Mother dies? 600. You could have killed it with the paddles. You could hit it with paddles and then pull, or like... No, you just pull onto the lava and then fly over and hit it with paddles. The point is, like, you need to deal with the threat, right? Dude, what is this game? This is one of the wildest games I think we've... Honest to God, this is up there with some of the most unhinged games we've ever seen. So we do get the pull, but I mean... Wow. Wow. What? Wow. GG. All right, we're looking at another Pyro Abyss game. We get, I guess, a returning player now in our orange player here. Renu, our blue player, leading off with the snowball strat. We'll see what happens. Hey, Kuro, look, that last game, there are no words to describe that game. You just got to watch it. You can wait until it goes up. This goes up on YouTube. You can go pull the VOD now. But, like, look. You need to see to believe. I don't think there's any way to that adequate. What the? How? I know. Are people doing this on purpose? You still won't believe after seeing? Yes, but you'll be closer to believing than if we just tell you. Okay, so apparently, for our orange player, blue is part of their normal strat. Because I think we've seen blue in all 3 games where we saw them play. Wait, did they put... Yeah, they put blue on the board in the Always Watching game, didn't they? Did they? I already forgot. Anyway, out of our blue player, not... Okay, out of Renu, because it's gonna... What? Oh my God, what is happening, chat? Chat, I feel like people are doing this on purpose. Like, they just said, you know what? We're gonna do the weirdest thing possible. And we're gonna see if Chomp has a meltdown on stream. Like, what? Why? Like, the Oopsie Babies, I guess, are fine. I mean, they kind of have to know the blues are Avatar. We'll see if Renu puts down Conductor then, by that logic. All right, so we have Shove Shark, which is advantage Renu in the Oopsie Baby fight. But I don't... Like, at least our orange player's jar is repositioning. I have no idea what Renu's jar is doing. Did they forget that it was down here? Are we getting a takedown on this? All right, that should cook it. Also, I'm telling you, the most irritating part of Happy is when it gets hit, part of the sound effect is the time is running out sound from Arena. That needs to go. Like, that is so annoying. That jar is keeping the healing spot safe. You can't risk those kind of things. I mean, it is zoning out any kind of attempt at an invade. But I legitimately don't know what this jar is doing. It feels like Renu might have actually forgot it was there. Oh, we get a Scritch out of our orange player. All right, we get the counter power down going on to Gravedigger. Why did the Electric Cat come out as a counter to the... Ooh! Okay, we got a disease going down on Gravedigger. I guess the Electric Cat was a counter to the Oopsie Baby? Who's Muffin on? That's not a Muffin you want to do. Like, I guess you might have to, but, like, you... That feels like you ran out of time on your turn. I feel like you want the jar up 1 space, just so that it can position better on the follow-up turn, but we're getting a Scritch power-up onto Oopsie Baby. Down goes our blue player's Oopsie Baby, and this is a pretty big opening, to be honest. We still have a very, very long game on our hands, but this feels like a pretty significant advantage. Now, we witnessed the impossible in the last game, so who's to know what's going to happen here? We do get a challenge play set up here. We're going after the Oopsie Baby instead of the enemy jar. That seems questionable. And we're also grouping up for klepto hits because reasons. I'm sure that the Shove Shark was intended as a pseudo body block, so that way the Innocuous is somewhat protected, but this feels like you're just kind of offering it up to die. Yo, Scritch has an awesome attack animation. Get the Clinico to heal up the Oopsie Baby. The Innocuous is escaping with its life, and oh, by the way, that jar at the south, it's got that healing spot on lock. Critical, pivotal strategy on this map. Sarcasm, in case you couldn't tell. Shove Shark getting in there. Challenge play from the Hydra. That's a dead Oopsie Baby. Oh, wait, the Hydra can't get another attack. That kind of sucks. Hematic, not going to protect that Innocuous if our orange player wants it, and they do. 5 keys remaining to 0. You got to get a lot of value out of that Hydra at this point. And I'm not sure you can. Stairmaster. Panic point advantage 3-2 orange. So our blue player does have to invade, which means... Well, I was going to say something's going to die, but not really. We get a little more bees. This feels like the game is now going to devolve into trying to set up a Scritch play. Should have went for Temptress. No. I swear to God, I thought that Scritch was on the Clinico for a second. 1,100 damage. That, kind of beats the living daylights out of that Hematic. Panic point advantage, once again, 3-2. There isn't really enough damage in range to kill this Klepto, I don't think. You can get a bite here. You could get a Gin Sting hit, but the jar is out of range. Technically, no, it wouldn't have been, right? 4. You wouldn't have had enough damage, because you could have moved the jar and then shoved, and then the jar would have been in range, but 1,000 health on this. Too much. So this is probably a dead Hydra? This has to be a dead Hydra, right? No, it's not. I guess our orange player didn't have the damage either. At this point, I'm just going to let it play out because I can't. I have no idea what's going to happen. There's no predicting anything in these games anymore. Blue player inching the Hydra back, presumably to get onto the healing spot. Regardless of what healing spot it goes to, unless it went to the one the Klepto's on, it's essentially out of the game for like 1,000 turns. Even with the Shove Shark, it's going to be really difficult to get this thing back into a reasonable position. It's also not even doing that. It's waiting for the Hematic, I guess, to end up at full health. All right, we're just trading blows from panic points. All right, it's your turn in the spa there, buddy. Have fun. Okay, then. The staring match continues. Stairmaster right at home. Do you think Stairmaster should have an eyebrow? It would kind of look like a toupee, wouldn't it? Like a really bad toupee. What is going on in this game? Like, I could understand why the previous game got submitted, because it was absolutely insane. This one... I don't know. Alright, Hydra's had enough, I guess. Resident Sleeper. Can't really blame you. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like you probably should have booped. At this point, like, the cooldowns are back up. I don't know what's happening. Like, I'm not even sure what Renu does here. Wait, what? Oh, this didn't heal to full? Oh my god. How did that... I don't... Whatever. I guess it had to vacate because of the jar. Alright, we get the panic point flip here. That Klepto's dead. Or the jar is dead, rather. And I don't think anything on our orange player side dies. This should be enough with Splash. Obviously, it softens up the Hydra. The Jin Sting's not in range to actually contribute. Like, this is... It's not literally over, but this is effectively over. And it may have been many turns ago. Alright, so good play from Renu, making sure that you don't get the Jin Sting pulled out of position, but Jin Sting is going to get caught with Splash. It can get hit by the other two Phobies. Hydra's going to go down first. We'll just see whether it's there's enough damage or you need extra. Stairmaster Pew Pew. I mean, it's panic point advantage blue, so I guess technically there's a world in which Renu could go heart. But, like... I feel like you'd need the Jin Sting to help contribute to the damage. Wait, what? I guess you're going to defend this way. Okay, that makes sense. Shove Shark is absolutely dead. I don't love this, but, well, I guess you need to do this because otherwise the Stairmaster threatens here. Should have kept the jar down there all along. True. The real mistake was moving it all the way. And like we saw earlier, just too much pressure on the heart. This one wasn't quite as wild, although that's a high bar to surpass, as the previous game. It also did not necessarily introduce too many other weird things. I don't know. This one's a little strange to me, but either way, GG. All right, we're back to quicker games. We got Icarus TFT versus PVZ Mermaid. Let's see what we got here. We're here on Exponential Decay. "15 turns on this map? That's a fast game. Little Maggie opener? I envy people with Hercules. Do you really? Do you, though? Pop quiz hotshot. How does Snowball interact with Murderwing one-on-one like this? I don't feel like looking and doing the math. Alright, we get an early attractor. I imagine this contributes heavily to the 15-turn game. I want that 600 damage ability on a 7-key Phobie so badly. Fair. Rushmore. Alright, alright. I feel like Terraform is probably underutilized on this map. I think there's ways to make it super valuable. Ooh, we get the pull. Yeah, this is a dead Jin Sting, right? Which is actually an enormous tempo loss when you think about it. Like, it may seem a little silly because it's like, oh, well, why are you wasting the pull on just one Phobie like that? But if your opponent's going to give you free picks in this sense, you take them. I think the positioning, like maybe the snowball could have been positioned better. That would have allowed the cassowary to maybe come up here and threaten this, which I guess it isn't really going to. There is a 4-to-1 panic point advantage for our orange player. Tooth Fairy lurking on the bottom, threatening to take the same panic point that Murderwing did in the north. All right, well, I guess that answers our question about one-on-one snowball. It's clearly not going to die, or you wouldn't have done that. Maggie, it's going to get replaced, but this does flip the panic points temporarily. We get a Shove Shark. A lot of support phobies, but not a lot of actual fighting phobies for our blue player, at least not at the moment. Snowball and Cassowary are fine, but they do, or are rather, heavily reliant on their abilities, their cooldowns being available. The Tooth Fairy's kind of out of position regardless. So you can get a pull, hypothetically, but it's going to be a challenge to make value out of it. So this would result in a dead Murderwing, a trade up here, if the Murderwing stays to kill the snowball. So I imagine it will vacate. But either way, we're trading some 1 keys, 10 keys available for our orange player. Murderwing kills Snowball, Meatball, and attack. Wait, it can? Yeah, so why didn't they do that? Oh, it had enough health that this could fly away. Okay, so then the Murderwing coming up here was pointless. Ooh, we get Plaid, chat! The best robot ever! That guy is fast. Does have some pretty fast animations. There's only 3 turns left to this game. How does this... Alright, we got a Sparky. Okay. 4-to-1 panic point advantage, blue. Wait, Plaid is your favorite phobie? Really? Of all the phobies in the game, that's it? I feel like that Crushmore's dead. Or the Hevo, whichever one. Oh, and by the way, the attractor just moves safely out of range. Cassowary cleans them up. 10 keys remaining to 14. That's a Hercules. Speaking of Hercules, that's a big threat. And then just the big surrender. Too much to deal with. EVZ Furmaid. All right. GG. Well played.